Hey guys, it's Michael here from Miniature Painting. And today we are going to take a look at the bottom plate for the Sigmarite Mausoleum. As with the previous videos, I am going to start with the flooring, and the same as the walls, we are going to use cold grey from Vallejo, and on top of that some stone wall grey, as you can see, just in a couple of days. Hear me talking. A couple of days. A couple of minutes. We're just going to take it easy. I'm going to paint over the casket, so that will be a little bit rough to see. But you'll get used to it. Some wiping on the floors, since you can see that through the windows of the mausoleums. So here's the stone wall grey. And immediately you can see it brightens up the whole thing. So that's pretty awesome. I do brush rather heavy, but do keep in mind that I will do a couple of layers to keep it as dusty as possible. And if you do it correctly, it should look like something like this. It's pretty cool to see. It's really nice to paint some easy ways to have walls, tiles, floor tiles and everything, and well, it still doesn't look like black anymore, which is a good thing, of course. On to the sand. We are going to use the earth tone from Vallejo and just smear that stuff all over the place. Of course, obviously everywhere where there should be sand. There's no real technique to this, just be as tight and as tidy as you can, because the dry brushing is already finished and we don't want to re-dry brush everything, and a little mistake could show up really nasty. So as you can see here, I'm really doing my best to paint well on the sides of the skulls, and now I decide to just paint over them. Who cares? You'll lighten the base coat as well with this. So that shouldn't be a problem when you paint over with the bone white. In the meantime, when you're watching this, if you still haven't subscribed, subscribe now, please. That would be awesome. Doesn't mean an awful lot to you guys, besides the fact that you might get a notification every now and then, but it really means a lot to me. And also, of course, take a look at my previous videos, and especially the miniature showcase. You can really see a lot of videos in a really short time. In the meantime, we're on the half of the sand. There you go. Now for some touch-ups. Just little pieces here and there. And now it's on with the gunmetal for the casket. As with the sand on the tidy places, try to be as tidy as possible, because this really shows up as in a nasty way. Of course, there is a mausoleum on top of it, a little house, or a little house, but of course you can still see the minor mistakes you make here. On top of it, it's really easy to tidy up, but on the sides, like here, it's kind of hard when you don't be really tidy, and cleaning up afterwards is never as good as just doing it at one time. So be precise, please. It's for your own goodness. See? That's how it should look. Now there's a little crest. Is that what you call it in English? Crest? Right here. And bad thing about that is just I made a really tiny mistake there. Yeah, there. You see me pointing it really fast. And that's a pity. On to the skulls. So why aren't you painting the skulls in the coffin, the broken coffin, where my thumb is? Well, because they're in the dark and they should be a little bit more darker. With the dry brushing, they really got a little tone, so you can just make out their silhouettes on the black. So that doesn't matter. Now the skulls are almost done. Yeah, there you go. Let's go to Nylox oxide for the weathering of the casket. Of course it needs to be done off camera. Oh, there you go. Now, I was painting so slow that even right now, on 4 times the speed, it still looks slow. Can you imagine? But of course, it pays when you take it easy and take it really slow to have a nice result. And now you can see it pretty cool. It's a bit messy now, but trust me, it'll clean up when you dry brush it with the bright bronze, of course also from Vallejo. Some dipping on the crest. Yes. So here's me dry brushing the casket again. Do keep in mind that gold paint or bronze paint or metallic paint, on what way, is made out of flakes. The bad thing about this is that the casket now really looks good, but the rest of the base where the casket is on is covered in little flakes of gold. Here is me using the Agrax Earthshade again, just dabbing it and plumbing it all over. Pretty easy. Nothing much to it. I can't tell you really a lot about this, but it's just dabbing it everywhere. Yes. Now the dry brushing of the skulls and the sand to give it a little bit more detail. Like in previous videos, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the sand. I'm still not satisfied with it, but what I started I need to finish. So yeah, that's it. And here is the finished product. Easy to do, pretty fast to paint. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon with the next video. Bye bye.